live. We live. We lit and we live. It's the homie Bigg Vic TV, and we back in the building with another live stream. We live. Yo, I should be sounding real crispy right now. I done worked out the kinks. We shouldn't be getting no lag. Sound should be crispy. I shouldn't be sounding like a robot. Stream should be all the way popping right now. Talk to me in them comments. Who we got in the building? If that sound accurate, hit me with the we live right now. We lit. Everything sound good. Let me know in the comments who we got in the building. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling on this beautiful Sunday? How are y'all feeling? Oh, man. Going back and forth with Amazon. No, we can't do that. I ain't leaving for that amount. No. In a little negotiation right now. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We lit. Joint should sound good right now. I apologize for those last couple of lives, y'all. I'm back. I done figured out my issue. I'm good to go. How are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling? We should be good now. Audio should be crispy. Little light ambiance, background music should be sounding live right now. Hopefully, y'all don't hear. Hopefully, your mans don't sound like a robot right now. I'm good. I'm good now. We back. Everything is official tissue. We good now. All right, so who we got? Oh, please. What's up? What's up? Hit the Calendly link. Oh, please hit the Calendly link. If you hit my Calendly link, and after we chop everything up, we discuss everything. If everything makes sense to you, I do have a slot. I think I got one coming open. So tap in with me, and we'll go from there. JB, what's good, family? What's good? Adrian Hall, how are you? How are you? Michael, Douglas TV is in the building. Flowtown, what's good? Flowtown is in the building. Yes, we are back. We are back, and we live. H&P Deliveries is in the building. What's good? What's good? Straight Trucking. Go Curry Logistics. How are you? How are you, my friend? Hope everyone is well. Listen, we all woke up. I'm excited about that, first and foremost. If you woke up this morning, you should be ecstatic right now. For sure. You should be ecstatic right now. Ashe. Let's go. Let's get it. I'll let a few more people jump in, and we're going to get straight to a Q&A. And I'm going to talk about something because someone dropped something in my comments. Somebody was OTR, and they were, sitting, waiting on a dispatcher to, find them a load. Listen. Y'all got to get super proactive when you're out there. If you decide to go OTR and you just solely dependent on your dispatcher to move your truck, that's cool to an extent, but I would highly encourage you to make sure that you have access to the load board as well, so that you could, if you see something first, pull the trigger. Right? I definitely wouldn't suggest just waiting around. Unless your dispatcher is a lethal assassin on that board, I would definitely have, backup. I would definitely be on that board myself. So when I started, when I was OTR and I was out there and I started running, I had a dispatcher. She would hit me like 6:30 in the morning. if most times she had a load around that time. But if she didn't, I was still always looking on that board. Even if I happen to jump up at like 4 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning, I would still jump on that board and see if I seen anything myself. Not even relying on just a dispatcher to move my truck. You feel me? Hey, I am Rose. How are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I forgot to turn on the live joint. Here we go. Let me throw the chats on the screen. It should start popping up. What the comments? I'm gonna show them on the stage. Show them on the stage. TikTok, what's goody TikTok? Y'all have any questions? Any trucking business questions over here on TikTok? Let me know. I'm showing y'all that I'm going live on TikTok because y'all be on these people be on TikTok talking about go live, go live. TikTok gonna pay you. TikTok is not gonna pay you just for going live. I tried it. I've been live several times and they ain't shoot me no bread yet. They ain't shoot me no bread yet, so it's all gravy. Yeah, so so YouTube looking good today for sure. We live and well. We got I got it now, y'all. I done worked out the kinks, the bugs. I got it straight now. So we should be sounding good. And the audio should be coming through crisp and clear to your ears. No doubt. So I had someone that was like, ask me how long should they wait around for their dispatcher to find them a load when they're OTR. I've seen so many people, especially like when your authority is newer. I see a lot of folks that are going OTR with brand new authorities, and what happens is because your authority is so new, you end up getting stuck until you find that next load because of course you're out there grinding. I get it. You calling broker after broker, and everybody's telling you like, hey, your authority's too new. You got to be 6 months old. You got to be a year. All these weird numbers. And that's when you get into what I call desperation mode. That's when brokers smell that you thirsty. And that's when brokers start giving you, just throwing any type of rate at you. Like I even seen, back in the day, I would see some of these guys out here OTR, even on YouTube, they out there, $1.25, $1.30 a mile. These type of dispatchers were getting them those loads at those rates, which that's not what's popping when you out there, right? If your cost to operate is 70 cents or 75 cents to move that truck, then okay, $1.30, $1.50, that may work for you. But there is no real set number until you know what your cost per mile is to operate that vehicle. There's no real set number. Like $2 a mile is a number that most truckers throw out there. Most OTR guys be like, hey, as long as you're getting $2 a mile, or try to shoot for at least $2 a mile. I call that number like the myth number. I call that the social media number because most people, truck drivers, you're like, at least as long as you get $2 a mile. What's wrong with $3 and $4? What's wrong with $5 and $6 a mile? Right? And so it can get difficult out there with a newer authority trying to get out of, certain areas. And then you got to be educated on where you're going, where you're moving that truck to. The average dispatcher, there's a lot of dispatchers out there, and the average dispatcher just is out there to get that percentage from you, and hopefully you can get out of the next spot that they send you to. And if you don't, you're stuck like Chuck before you start thinking in your head like, I got to get out of here. I'm going to have to deadhead to another location. And then that's when you start losing money out there, OTR. Right? You're moving your truck in dead zones, which you got to pay attention to where you're going. You got to pay attention to where you're going. If a load's been sitting on that board all day long, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for it. Like you know how people like to say you gotta be able to read the room. You gotta be able to read the room, baby. Pay attention. Pay attention. For sure. Is the DAT co-pilot program worth it? Tony Takeoff asks. Yes. 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 That program is definitely worth it because that authority, man, it's not the easiest to fill out that paperwork, especially when you're new and you don't know really what to put down on the application. So they're doing that paperwork for you, the DAT co-pilot. They're doing that paperwork for you, and I want to say that 300 is included in the price that you have to pay for your authority. So make sure you give them a call and let them know I sent you over there. It's definitely worth it though. That's why I promoted the program, because I'm like, oh, that's a good price to set that up, because you have companies out there doing it for way more money than that, and that's not including the $300 that you have to pay for the MC number. So definitely hit them up about that program. No doubt. So Good Life said, Danielle, wait. Oh, Danielle, you in Minnesota? Yo, Danielle riding around. She riding around and getting it. That's what I'm talking about. Danielle says she out there in Minnesota. Let's go. Let's go. Give Danielle the. Danielle says she in Minnesota running up a bag right now. Stop playing. Stop playing. Good Life says Amazon just looks more secure for a startup with an authority 6 months old. Would that be a better option? So I will say this, Good Life. I will say this about Relay. There's some people that do Relay, and then there's people that run Relay. Got a couple of different sets of people, right? A couple of different sets of people. We run it a different way. We got a couple of ways that we run Relay. But to answer that question, I feel like if you're in the right market with Relay, you definitely, it definitely can be a secure spot for you, as long as you're okay with, the rules and regulations, performance score, just some of the tedious things that kind of turn people, average folks off. But other than that, yeah, it's definitely I got several people that where Amazon is their main bread and butter. That's their thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what's most profitable for them. So yeah, once you hit that 180 days, I would definitely, I definitely highly recommend them. Highly recommend them. Sty Unit. What's up, Sty Unit? Sty Unit said, where should new authorities be looking for loads? If you're a new authority, you should be looking everywhere for loads. And when I say everywhere, I mean you're on Indeed. You go to Craigslist. I think they got contracts posted over there on Craigslist. Craigslist haven't been talked about in a minute. Craigslist, Indeed. But on Indeed, just be careful on Indeed, because some of the postings are posing as brokers when some of them are really dispatchers. So you got the Lowe's, you got the Home Depots, you got several different gig apps out there. So like I would be tapping into every source that I could as a new authority, until I can get at least 6 months age on my authority. You got Freight, Frayt. Who else is out there? You got Curry Driver. Um, several of them. It's several of them. Just mix it up. Rider. Danielle just mentioned Rider. Was that Rider? Like, what Rider? As far as buying a truck, Danielle, you might be answering another question. I'm not sure. I just seen Rider pop up. I didn't know that if that was related to my question. Um, yeah. So those are some sources that you could definitely use. Also, posting your truck. Also, posting your truck on the load boards. Coach said, did my first 2 weeks OTR with a 80-day old MC. It's tough without that dispatcher. And so I am Rose said the one that helped her is I dispatched and built good relationships with shippers and brokers. So when I decided to get my own MC, things are a little better right now. So that's what you got to do. You got to build those relationships. Let me look over here. HBR Transportation said 2 months authority, factoring through OTR. Good job with that, because that's my factoring company. Use a dispatcher. I go over the road. Limited brokers. That's a fact. It's definitely limited on the brokers when you have that new authority. That's why I said you got to be out there. You got to be. You got to move when you're out there. You really got to be moving. For sure. Oh, absolutely. I'll see you Tuesday, brother. If you have signed up for my 3-day challenge, Tuesday we kicking off. We kick off Tuesday. If you're in the VIP, we definitely gonna chop it up after the actual general admission session. So we go into the VIP and we really chop it up over there. We're gonna get it in. I'm gonna be talking about some things that I don't talk about on the channel, that's for sure. It's gonna be popping. Those 3 days is gonna be lit. We ain't gonna be lit those 3 days. We ain't gonna be lit those 3 days. What we got? What we got? Shout out to everybody on TikTok right now. Shout out to y'all over there. No doubt. A Aldria Hall. Aldria Hall. Hi, Vic. My company is based out of Jacksonville, Florida. Port City warehouses everywhere. However, I find it difficult sometimes to get out of this area. You in Florida? I just did a video. I think I did a video. Yeah, I just did a video talking about Florida. Now I know some guys who are like they live in Florida, but they have established relationships with direct shippers already. See, that's the difference. Like when you already have established relationships, like load boards become like a second thing to you. They're not like how you really run your business. So when you have those relationships in place and in pocket, you really don't even touch the load boards because you have those relationships. So if you're working like uh you have the apps like the motherships, you got Freight, you got Curry Driver, you can look up the contracts with Lowe's, Home Depot. Look for those on like Indeed, uh, to be able to find some of that work while you're still trying to aid your authority, especially like if you're in the Jacksonville, Florida area. Dog, what's the other? It's another load board. Oh my God, what's the name of the board? Oh man. Hopefully, if it hits my head, I can spit it out, but I can't. It just left my brain. Just left my brain. Hit the hearts over here on the TikTok. Hit the hearts on the TikTok. Let's see. Right. Danielle said last mile. Last mile. Oh, RXO. Yes, that's another one. RXO. Danielle, I'm trying to remember. I think when I think I had to be like 6 months old when RXO would let me get onto their load board. I think my authority had to be 6 months. I'm not sure if they still are running, the same. Oh, Global Trans. You'll see this. You'll see that name on the load boards 1,000 times. Global Trans. You gotta make them pay you the money though. Global Trans don't. They be playing around. They like to play around a lot, and they like looking for newer authorities too. So Dr. Glock, the VIP. Wait, the VIP mentorship. Are you talking about on the challenge? The VIP on for the challenge? You talking about the VIP challenge, Dr. Glock 2? If you're talking about the VIP on my challenge, my upcoming challenge, matter of fact, let me drop that right there. I forgot to scroll that across the screen. But if you're talking about my the VIP for the challenge, that's basically where after we do the general admission for the training that I'm going to be doing. Okay, yeah. Oh, so mentorship in general, that is, I had a 90-day program currently, and that consists of, so my mentees basically get to work with me one-on-one. It's a 90-day program for that particular program. It's a 90-day program. And then they have an opportunity to lease on to, my authority. And so we run contracts, Amazon, all that good stuff comes in that program. So basically, you come in the program, we start making money. We start making money. It's nothing to think about as far as how you're gonna make money when you get in that particular program. JB said, Aldria, y'all just hit 6 months and 1 week ago. Congratulations. Go get that relay account. If you haven't already got it, get that relay account. Keep it in your back pocket for sure. Especially if you're moving that truck like OTR. If not, I think Aldria, did you say you was in Jacksonville? I would still get that Amazon relay account. Still get that. For sure. There you go. This is what I be talking about. Ambrose said everyone that's new in here need to go to wherever there's a loading dock and talk to those people in transit or logistics manager. Absolutely. 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 So JB, for factoring, I use OTR Solutions. That's my factoring company. Dispatching, you can check out dispatchexperts.com. Check out Dispatch Experts. But make sure that your cost per mile to operate is making sense. If you don't have any notes on your truck, you got low overhead, that's when the dispatcher may make more sense for you. You got high overhead, you may as well dispatch yourself. For sure, because that's just more money coming out of your profit if you have high overhead. Keep the cost low. Keep the cost low. I'm gonna get some shirts that say keep the cost low. Keep your overhead low. HBR. Said, I'm from Miami. I built my box truck business going OTR. The Midwest is where it's at. Better believe it. You better believe it. That's where it's at. I keep telling cats you can just bounce in those markets. You can bounce in those markets over there in the Midwest. You don't really have to leave up out of there if you don't want to. You really don't have to leave up out of there. Dr. Glock says Chicago market for box trucks. I got some cats out there in Chicago killing the game right now. For sure. They heavy. They heavy in them streets. Heavy in those streets. Where we at? 7:41. We 26 minutes in. So we on deck waiting for approval. Our approval now. That's what's up. Also sign with OTR from your links. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You definitely made the right move. Now, Aldria, remember, once you get that Amazon account, you don't have to factor no Amazon loads. Anything you do outside of that, yes, but Amazon stuff, you get paid every Thursday. No need to factor any of that them Amazon loads. Don't do that. No need to give away money. You gonna pass plenty of warehouses getting out to Minnesota. Every single time. I mean, it is a ton of them out there. They make a lot of stuff out there. Wisconsin too. Matter of fact, I was working with a mentee out there in Wisconsin, and as I left my hotel and just rode around a little bit, I was like, oh my goodness, this warehouse. I mean, I'm talking about they're back to back to back to back to back. That's all it is warehousing out there. I was like, wow. All I seen was money. Money. This is really like this question right here is really, with today's market, how much can you make weekly doing OTR? With today's market, depends on if you got a new authority or an older authority. If you got an older authority, you could make as much as you want to make, as much as your truck can run, as much as you can make in between your hours of service. It all depends on your relationships. This is a relationship-based business. A relationship-based business. I don't like to throw the numbers out there, but if you're OTR, you should be able to do 4 to 6. Depends on your network. Depends on your network. Depends on your hustle. Depends on how you booking those loads. Are you, just taking full truck loads? Are you doing partial loads? Is your authority new? Can you call any broker and book any load? So all of this plays a factor into what a person can do weekly, OTR. A newer person may not have, be getting the higher rates that a person that has an aged authority can, that's getting. You may have, some real solid, strong brokers like Miss Danielle got right now. Quiet as kept. Shh. You know what I'm saying? So all of that plays a role in it, man. When brokers were less, a lot more lenient, like in 22, 21, in those times, you can jump on that load board and just go bananas, because you could book almost anything on there, except some of the larger brokers that, they still had their stipulations and their age of authority stipulations. Who we got? What up, TikTok? Who we got? I say about to purchase a hot shot with a 48-foot trailer. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Like I looked at all those options when I started. I definitely was looking at the 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 hot shots in the hot shot in the beginning when I started. Looked at the box truck. The only thing with the hot shot that I didn't like, and I already saw my option when I first started because I was looking at Amazon. So that kind of deterred me. The hot shot deterred me from. I mean, of course, I couldn't pick up loads with a hot shot running Amazon, so I went for the box trucks. Plus, I thought about when it rains or when it's super cold outside, and me having to get out and be messing with straps and tarps and you know all that flatbed stuff. I said, nah, I'ma stick to the box truck. Let me go with the box truck. And so that was my route. Plus, I was able to run Amazon straight out the gate. I didn't have to think about what type of freight I was gonna move when I started. So that that made my hot shot dreams go away. Let's see. Javen Bridgman, how do I get cheaper insurance? That's a great question. How do I get cheaper insurance? Number one, finding the right insurance company. Progressive is kind of like the big dog out there. Excuse me. Aggressive is kind of like the big dog out there because they are very, very aggressive in the insurance, in the new authority insurance department. So, how you get cheaper insurance is you're going to have to check with a few brokers out there, a few commercial insurance brokers. For starters, don't jump at the first thing you see shaking out there. You got Curry. I'm saying Curry, not Curry. I meant to say Canal. You have, like, these are for new authorities. You got Canal. You have, of course, Aggressive. You have Geico. They do commercial insurance now. Berkshire Hathaway, depending on what state you live in. Who else is there? I would definitely, Google because the company that I currently use, you have to be at least 2.5 to 3 years age of authority for them to even work with you. Ricky Fontaine, I appreciate the super chat, family. I appreciate the super chat. But also for the cheaper insurance, you can, so an older model truck will also get you cheaper insurance. Remember, the newer that truck is, the more the insurance companies will charge you to cover it. You got a $70,000-$80,000 truck, box truck. They're gonna charge you accordingly because they have to cover that if something happens to the vehicle. So if you have any, if you have a bad driving record, that's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you. But if everything is clean, shop around a little bit, find you a great agent, and they should be able to find you something reasonable. That down, they're gonna stick you for that down payment. I'm gonna tell you that now. They're gonna stick you for that down payment. For sure. You coming up out the pocket for that down payment. Boy, and when I tell you, when I started, and they told me how much they wanted me to put down, I think it was like 1,800. I was like, 1,800. Oh my God. But, I'm coming from regular car insurance. Like, so I'm like, these commercial numbers was like, they behooved me when I first heard them. I was like, what in the, what? I said, y'all must know it's some money in this business to be charging people this type of money. That is wild to me. Right? But I got through it. I got through it. Bro, I ain't even paying Remy. I don't even know who that person was. I didn't even see him. My man said the Remy guy in here is a troll. I don't, yeah, I ain't even, bro. I ain't even see him. I ain't even see him on the live, bro. Dinner info, RelayCon. What's up, Chester? So yeah, so for RelayCon, um, just like when I get out there to Vegas, I'm just gonna find a spot out there, right in that area that we can go to, chop it up. I'm gonna just probably get everybody together that's gonna go, that wants to go and come to it, do the whole networking thing, for sure. He said, "Someone get a suite. Let's party." No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, we gonna have a good time out there, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for RelayCon. Y'all gonna get to meet Miss Danielle too. Y'all seen her on the channel. I had to twist her arm a little bit to get her to come on the camera, but she came on. She came through. She came through. We'll be in Vegas September 24th, 25th. September 24th, 25th. We will be in Vegas at the Venetian Hotel, RelayCon 2025. Oh, I sound like a radio host right now. What are we talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we will be out there. We will be out there for sure. Trey said, me and my brother gonna team together since the first 6 months of grind season. Oh, the first 6 months is definitely a grind season. You got the right picture, for sure. For sure. It's definitely it's grind season, brother. Y'all realize we have, wow, we got 4 months left. We got 4 months left of 2025. 4 months left. We just started this month. This is the half of the year is gone already. Half of 2025 is gone. Wow. That is incredible. Sinclair, I see it. Sinclair and Clan. What's up, Sinclair? How are you? Said, did you ever consider or looked into running the Mercedes Sprinter van? If so, what made you still move towards the box truck? Would you still pick box truck over a cargo van today? That is a fantastic question. So for me, when I started, I did see guys doing, the Sprinter vans. I know one of my cousins had a couple of Sprinter vans when I was at the barbershop. He would come through. I think he had a Sprinter van. Well, he had a cargo vans. He had a cargo van. And I just noticed, the cargo capacity for those trucks wasn't, well, not trucks, but for those vans, it wasn't a lot of space. Remember, when I started, my mindset was already on Amazon, running Amazon when I started. So again, that disqualified a cargo van for me from the very beginning. That disqualified that. Like I was like, nope, can't use that for Amazon. Couldn't use a hot shot for that, So as I started researching, I was seeing cargo vans, hot shots, and the box truck for me at the time just made the most sense. And to this day, would I still do the box truck? Absolutely. I still would pick the box truck over the cargo van. Remember, I can carry 12 pallets. I can carry 12 pallets and more weight. So that would still be my choice, to this day. Everybody always asks, how much can I gross with a 26-foot box truck? You got some people that say you can do 250, 300,000 a year. You can do 125, 130,000 a year. There's a lot of, remember you guys, I want you to think about this for a second. Just think about this. You can do some astronomical numbers with any equipment, depending on your relationships. What is your grind like? What is your hustle like? You want to be in bed every night, right? So all of like I said, all of this plays a factor. I can't say you're gonna make the same thing as Ron is making. I really can't tell you that. Ron hustle might be times 10. Yours might be times 3. I don't know like what your number would be. So like you really can't look at this person over, like you can use this person as a gauge of what's possible, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be about your relationships, your grind. You know how you decide to run your truck. Like I said, are you moving just full truckloads when you book a load with a broker? Or are you strategically trying to partial loads and going OTR? Right? Are you going from the East Coast to California, then running in California, then leaving California and partialing all your freight out of Cali coming back to the Midwest? Like, so all of that makes a difference. All of that makes a difference. Like, people, you'll hear some wild numbers out here. There's some wild numbers out here. Right? Do you plan on scaling up? You plan on just running one truck? All of these things make the difference. You moving just dry loads? You moving refrigerated? You moving hazmat? You see what I'm saying? It just depends on how your hustle is. Like, how do you think about what type of freight you're gonna be moving when you're thinking about how much can I gross? Like, what is your game plan? There's a lot of different factors. It's a lot of different factors. A lot of different factors come into play. You can do a lot in this business, bro. You can do a lot in this business. How focused are you? Gotta be focused. This business is about focus. Focus, man. Focus. Chris P, what's up? What's up, family? What's up? I see you. I see you. N Williams. Yeah, if you go to most of my videos, if you see that link tree, you'll see a link tree link down in the description box. If you see that link tree, you'll see the discount code for the DAT for the DAT one load board. You'll see a discount code in there. There should be a link in my description. Hot box trucking. So my current insurance company is what is my insurance company? Great West Casualty. Great West Casualty. They're pretty strong. They're pretty high up on the food chain when it comes to insurance, commercial insurance, and what they offer carriers. They're pretty high up there. Anything happens to your truck while you're OTR, while you're moving it, you pretty much you're gonna be in good shape with them. 500 mile up to 500 miles towing. That's amazing. Roadside assistance. Mm-hmm. Look them up. Look them up. Look them up directly. I'm just not gonna mention my agent. My agent, she don't cut a check. She told me thank you the last time I sent somebody to her. Nope. No more. So look up Great West Casualty directly. I put 25 grand in your pocket. You tell me thank you. What? Where they do that at? This is a great question, Trey. So the shorter the run, the more per mile you should be charging. The shorter the run, the more per mile you should be charging. You can charge more per mile the longer you run too, if they'll pay you the money. Remember, less miles, rate per mile should be a lot higher. It's like, for example, when I do some short runs, like I've done a lot of short Amazon to Amazon runs, like 15 miles, 16 miles. It's like $22 a mile because it's not super far. Or I may run a 6 mile load, 9 mile load run, maybe $20 a mile, $16, $17 a mile, because it's so short, right? So the numbers have to make sense, and if you get what I'm saying. Shout out to everybody on the live right now too. If you're just coming in, tap that thumbs up button so we can make YouTube send this out to more subscribers. We gotta make them send this thing out. Show them that we popping in here. We actually getting some things accomplished in here. Like that. Let YouTube know you're liking the live right now. Hit that heart button. Not the heart button. It's not TikTok. Hit that like button. N. Williams, do you need ELD or paper log if you're going OTR? Yes. If you're going over 175 air miles, which equates to 150 highway miles, moving commercial freight, you will need ELD or paper logs. You will need ELD or paper logs according to DOT regulations, rules and regulations. Yes. Yes. Focus. Oh, Camille, I just saw this. Camilo Anaya. I hit my first year with my authority next month. Congratulations. You made it over the first hump. The first year has been rough. Hey, I knew that part was coming. But I grinded it out. If you're thinking about starting your own authority, I'm rooting for you. Absolutely. Once you hit that first 6 months, get all the kinks out, the bugs out, you learn some things, you get your hands dirty. You experience a little breakdown here and there. You'll be all right. If you get through that, I think you'll be all right. You will be all right. Like, it's not the easiest business, but it will pay handsomely if you can hang in there. Build those relationships. Even if it's just a couple of good brokers, that you meet through the load boards or however you meet them. Go to events. Go to trucking events. It's a lot of brokers are usually out there. A lot of companies. They have shipper and receiver events as well. Danielle sent me one not too long ago. They wanted $2,500. It was $2,500 to attend that event. That was general admission, $2,500. So how serious are you about getting direct shippers in your fold? Are you $2,500 serious? To where you see them all in, a lot of them in a pot together? Because I'm sure you wouldn't spend $2,500 and just be looking. I'm sure you'd be out there networking your behind off. So they have those type of events too. So all those different networking events. How serious are you? Wait, what happened? Did I miss something, Ricky? Ricky, did I miss something? I must have missed a. Did I miss a question? What happened? Did you ask me something? What happened? Ricky asks, do you buy BDS claims that you can run relay exclusively and net 100 to 200 per truck a day consistently, 30 days? I'm not understanding the question. Do you buy BTS? Do you buy BTS claims? What's BDS? I'm not exactly sure what that is, brother. BTS claims? What's BTS claims? Oh yeah, definitely keep you some extra light bulbs on your truck, no doubt. Wayne Slaughter, what's up, Wayne? Wayne said I'm at a crossroads to either buy a box truck or a 53-foot flatbed. Let me see if I missed any questions over here. Oliver, what's up, family? I see you. I see you over here on TikTok. Yes, I'm in Charlotte. I am in the Queen City. Yes. And should I work under MC starting? If you can find someone to let you lease onto their authority, absolutely. They got a good authority. They got some years under their authority. That's definitely going to help you make some money a lot faster. Just work out the percentage. Make sure the percentage makes sense. Because I'm sure they're going to put a percentage on that if you're using their authority. Oh, that's who that is. Okay. I mean, I don't watch any of his stuff, so I'm not actually sure. Okay, let me see. But let me go back to that question again. Let me answer this one, Wayne. So you're at a crossroads to either buy a box truck or a 53-foot flatbed. So that must mean, of course, you got your CDL if you're thinking about getting a flatbed. If I had a CDL, if I had to choose between the two, that all depends. Are you gonna be the one driving it, or are you gonna be the one driving the truck? Because you know that flatbed is a different lifestyle. Plenty of loads out there for them flatbeds though, but it's definitely a different life. That's a whole different set of, work. A whole different set of things that you got to learn. Strapping, tarping, just depends on what the load is. A lot of looking back. A lot of keeping your eyes on that freight. I got you, Ricky. I got you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to go back up. Yeah, that's definitely Ricky, that to answer your question, that's definitely possible. That's definitely possible for sure. Yep, it is possible. Like I said, but you have to really know how to run their system. You got to know how to run the play over there. You got to know how to run the play. Sam, what's up? How are you, my friend? I see you. All is well over here. All is well. All is well. Who's in the building? Who's in the building? Who didn't shout out that they're in here? Where y'all tapping in from? Let's talk about that. Where y'all tapping in from? Where is everybody from? Are you in the game? You're just getting in the game? Have you been in the game? Are you making money? Is everything going well? Yeah, you gotta be careful where y'all buy these box trucks from, man. Where you buying your trucks from? Boy, I tell you, it's a lot of predatory companies out here too. So be careful. See, I had a bad experience with Calfund LLC. I purchased a box truck from Penske, but put a down payment of 53K. Wait, I think I put 23,000. Monthly payment was 1905. Had insurance through First Insurance, paying 1,600. And what happened, Mike? What else happened? Dallas, Texas, in the building. Dallas. I was in Dallas last September. I was at Vid Summit. I was at the Vid Summit event out there in Dallas. At the matter of fact, we was in Irvin, right across, right there, the Urban Convention Center. Out there networking. Out there with a bunch of YouTubers. Is OTR the best way to start? It all depends. It all depends on your network. Do you have do you have an aged authority? You got a new authority? You know you I've obviously said you just starting, so depends. It all depends on what type of work you're gonna get, where you're gonna be booking your loads from. Mississippi's in the building. Miss J Walk said thinking about investing in a box truck business with my husband. Go for it, for sure. Make sure you watching Bigg Vic TV now. There's a lot of I got a lot of gems on the channel. A lot of gems on the channel. And you guys are in Mississippi. Mississippi. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to find a stronger market to move that box truck in. But out of that area, I would definitely look at every place around there, shippers, receivers that have those loading docks, because you want to build direct relationships. You want to build direct relationships as humanly fast as possible, so that you don't have to solely rely on only the load boards. But even out there in Mississippi, I would encourage you to look at all of the gig apps. You got Curry Driver, you got Freight, Frayt. Check out Mothership. Check out who else is out there. Go to Indeed. Check out the Lowe's, the Home Depots. Just see which lane will work best for you when you're starting. That's the whole thing. Find out which lane is going to make the most sense for you. And then when you hit 6 months, you can look into you can look into Amazon Relay after 180 days of your authority being active. You can look at Relay and see if that option makes sense for your business model. You can also decide like, hey, I want to get a box truck, chop the top off, and do junk removal. I seen a cat doing millions of dollars just doing junk removal. Guess what? You don't need an aged authority to do that. Like, it's so many different lanes that you can go in when you get a truck. This is why I tell everybody, if you get a truck, there should be no reason why you don't have money in your bank account. Okay? That's my philosophy. And I'm sticking to it. But TikTok making me do a puzzle. What's really going on, TikTok? TikTok said you've been on about an hour. We need you to make sure you're still looking at the screen. Put this puzzle together. Chicago in the building. What's up, Chi-Town? Orlando is in the building. North Cackalack is in the building. ATL, DAT6. All right. I was out there. Boy, they rough out there at DAT6, man. They are rough out there. Shantez Baker. said, how heavy are Amazon relay loads? Can I, can I, or I can only scale up to. Nah, you never had that issue with Amazon, brother. You won't go overweight. I promise you. Maybe 3,000-4,000 pounds, if that much. If you have, if you're doing Amazon to Amazon and you're just moving cages, if you got a full truck, you may have, I don't know, 4,000, 5,000 pounds at the max. Not too much over that. Remember, it's just pallets with, boxes on them, so it's not going to be super heavy like that. So when you book and you don't see a rate, yeah, you should see a rate if you booking Amazon loads, brother. Definitely. Slime season 4112 asks, can you negotiate on a load with Amazon Relay on the load board? If so, how? On my phone, I don't see an option. So if you have at least a B plus, gotta have at least a B plus or above in order to see the chat bot. But if you're on your phone and you're using the regular Relay app, if you're logged into just the regular Relay app, you're not gonna see that chat bot. You gotta open up Safari, go to Relay, go to your site, like go to Relay site like that, and then you should see that chat bot pop up. But that's if it's a load where they're allowing you to negotiate on that load. Every load you won't be able to do that. Now, if you get an email, of course you can negotiate in the email with them. But yeah, every load you won't be able to negotiate. Only certain loads that are about, that need to be moved or about to be moved, that's a little pressed to get it covered. Those are the ones that you can negotiate on. But they have to pop up. You'll see the little chat bot start moving and kind of like flashing a little bit, blinking. That way, then you'll know, like, okay, I can negotiate on this load. And we got a couple of hacks for that. I got a new relay course in the works. Oh, I got some gems coming. So everybody who's about to get a relay account, you're gonna want that. You definitely gonna want that. We got some ways you'll be like, what? You can do that? Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Now y'all know we used to have that hack back in the days. This is the thing I don't like about the internet. This is what I don't like about the internet. We had a hack back in the days, y'all. You remember when your performance score used to get jacked up with Amazon Relay? We used to be able to fix it. And then all of a sudden, somebody start advertising that they can fix the freaking performance score. I said, no, this ninja didn't. And they shut it down. It no longer worked. I said, wow. Not calling no names right now. But I was hot about that. I used to be able to book a load knowing I'm going to be late. And it was paying good. I knew I was going to be late because I knew once I ran it, I'm going to go back, do the do-do. We back at A+. Oh, they fixed that glitch in the Matrix. They fixed the glitch in the Matrix. Boy, I was mad when this dude started advertising. I said, you actually advertising that on Instagram, bro? You really doing that? Messed it up for everybody. Messed the hack up for everybody. Miss Walk, I see your question. How much is too much to invest in your first truck? That's a great question. How much is too much to invest in your first truck? Jacinda, Carlos, I see you. How are you? Give me 1 second. Let me answer this question. My first truck I paid $10,000 for. Got it off the Facebook Marketplace. Of course, that was 4.5 years ago. And the thing about trucking is that there is no Kelly Blue Book for trucks, which means that these trucking companies, excuse me, the person selling the truck or the dealer can literally put whatever price they want to put on that truck. So there's no real, no real number out there to really gauge what's a good buy and what's a bad buy. Because these trucks can go up to, get a lot of miles on them, you still, you know, I bought my truck with I bought my first truck had 500,000 miles on it. I paid $10,000 for it, right? 500,000. Of course, I was new. I was green. I just wanted a box truck to get me started in the game. Paid 10,000. It worked out. That truck worked out for me, right? I don't know if I got lucky or what, but that one, it worked out for me. So it depends on the. It's not. Actually, it doesn't even depend on how many miles on the truck these days. If the truck is well maintained, they have maintenance history, right? And you can find out everything that was done to the truck because you want to know what you're buying. You want to know what you're investing your money in. And definitely make sure you don't buy a truck with a Max Force engine in it. Make sure that truck has a Cummins or Allison transmission. Do not buy nothing with a Max Force engine in it. Let me give you that piece of advice. But you want to keep your overhead as low as possible when starting off, regardless of whatever you pay for that first truck. Keep that overhead as low as possible. If you can get it close to where you can pay it off quick, or if you can buy it out cash, buy it out cash. If you got, a truck note on it, keep it as low as possible. But so I can't even really say there's like a certain number you need to stay under when you start as far as purchasing. Because I don't really know, your financial situation like that. But, if you got strong credit, you definitely in a winning position, in a winning position. If you can get one from an auction, you got Taylor and Martin. You got Ritchie Brothers auction. So you got these auctions where you can get these trucks from and just, pay for them straight out. A lot of times you find you a good diesel mechanic that can look over these trucks for you. I think you'll be fine. You'll be in good shape. Shark Life, what's good with you? I see you. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Shark Life. Listen, Shark Life just getting cracking, y'all. Look at this. Locked in the dedicated route delivering Wingstop equipment for the next 4 weeks. That's what I'm talking about, man. Shout out to Shark Life on the dedicated route delivering Wingstop equipment for the next 4 weeks. That's what I'm talking about. You got to get out. Listen, y'all, you got to get out there. You got to hustle. You got to move. You got to be talking. You got to be networking. It's that simple. And he just got cracking not too long ago. Just Shark, like when you just got the truck, like what? A month ago? A couple months ago? Something like that. He just getting cracking not too long ago, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta hustle. It's all about networking. Congratulations on that, bro. That's what I'm talking about right there. He got started the beginning of July. Y'all. We in August. This is an example, y'all. This is an example right here. Watching the videos. It's possible. That's all I can tell you. It's possible. Listen, y'all. It's possible. Somebody type that in the chat for me, please. It's possible. That's the word for the day, Shark Life. It's possible. It is possible. This is a new authority, y'all. This is a new authority. He hasn't been in the game 6 months. He's been watching over 6 months, but he hasn't had that truck over 6 months. Just got this joint. Just got it. Man, y'all gotta stop. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all better stop playing. Stop playing. Final mile in the building. I see you. I see you. It is possible, y'all. That's for sure. When you listen, listen, y'all, when you lock in and you get focused, when you lock in and you get focused, magical things happen. Magical things happen. Don't worry so much about if your why, listen, if your why is big enough. If your why is big enough, y'all, the how will take care of itself. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. If your why is big enough, the how will take care of itself. Talk to him, Bigg Vic. Talk to him. Forever paid. Now that's only in my mentorship program. I don't lease nobody onto my relay account. That's you in my program. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. And we got the live with no breakups. I ain't cutting out the video crispy. I don't sound like a robot on the live. We back. We back. Yo, that's incredible. Shark Life, you just remotivated me, man. I like seeing that. I love testimonials, man. I love seeing people winning. It is possible. It's possible. It is possible. That means if Shark Life could get his truck in July, this man got his truck in July. Matter of fact, I happened to be scrolling on Instagram and I seen his video up there. And I be watching. I might not say much, but I be watching a lot. You know, a lot of people that be moving, especially if you be my comments and I see your stuff. I do be checking people out. I be moving kind of fast, but got his truck in July, y'all. Man already got something. Dedicated moving. Come on, man. Come on. That's to be applauded right there, for sure. That means if he can do it, why can't you? That means, why can't you? If I took a little ugly box truck with some of the wood coming up in the back of the box on the floor. Let me tell y'all something. I don't think I told y'all this before. This gonna be funny right here. This is gonna be funny. I was so green to the box truck business. This funny. Y'all can laugh if you want to. I was so green to the box truck business. When I bought my box truck, I called up my guy that does flooring, right? So I seen I had a hole in the back of on the floor, and I just needed him to patch a couple of them up, patch a couple of holes up, and he did that. We went out to Lowe's, and he did that. Why had this man re-sand the floors in the back of the box truck like I was about to move in the thing? He done sanded it down. He done put the coating on the floor, the back of the box. About 20 loads later, that thing was back scuffed up again, like it looked when I first bought it. I done paid this man about $600-700 to do the floors and patch up the holes, and I'm thinking I got a whole crib, hardwood floors in the back of the box truck, y'all. That's crazy work. When I seen them sliding them pallets across the floor, I'm like, oh, y'all just don't care. Y'all just don't care. Y'all just slide. Y'all just rolling pallet jacks all across my floor like it ain't nothing, huh? Just dragging it across the floor. I should have left that floor just like it was when I bought that truck, y'all. Remember, it was a 2006, so it had a couple of holes in the back of on the back of the floor. I'm talking about it smelled good back there too. It smelled like a brand new house in the back of my box. that, that was hilarious. Now that I think back on it, I'm like, bro, you really had that man put you know how you put the coating down on hardwood floors after they finished laying putting the new wood down? I had all that back there, man. Had all that back there. He done put the coating on it. He put like 1 or 2 coats on that thing, man. That was. I didn't even show y'all that video. I was like, man, I ain't showing nobody this right here. That's straight foolishness right here. I got the Amazon. My man, I heard the dude in the back. He was like, man, when they start putting these type of floors in box box trucks. I said, bro, you really did. That's crazy work. I done put hard. I'm talking about, the floors was beat up. It looked like freight was scraping up against the floors. But I really did have this man sanded, and I said, man, my floors look crazy back there. I need you to redo the floors for me in the back and then patch up the holes for me. Cause he's a flooring guy. He does hardwood floors. Like he puts hardwood floors in houses. And he put them floors, he did my floors over. I was like, bro, I really did that. That's how green I would. See, this is when you don't know what you don't know when you brand new. So imagine me when that's how I started. I'm getting real, trying to make my floors look like, because what I'm thinking is, yo, when I pull up to the shipper, they gonna love my floors when they open up the back of my box. Like, yo, they said they want a clean box truck. Cause my floors looked so crazy. I was like, man, they probably ain't gonna even want to put no freight in the back of my box. I need my floors to look better. I'd never make that mistake again. I promise you. This is why some people need guidance when they start. See, had I had a mentor in the beginning when I started, he would have been like, bro, don't you waste no money on them floors. What you doing? They gonna be dragging all types of pallets across your floor. They gonna look just like that after you spend that money. And that's exactly what happened. Amazon started rolling them carts across my floor. And I was like, why? They dragging them, and all I heard was back of the box rocking. I was like, yo, what are they doing to my floors? Yeah, don't make that mistake. Don't do that. Let them floors stay like they stay. Like, if you got a hole, of course, get that patched up. But yeah, that was funny. That was funny, y'all. That's when you don't know. That's what happens when you don't know. Yeah, they started dragging the pallets across my floor. I was like, yo, I just spent all this money on these floors, and they back there just dragging. That pallet jack just scraping up my floors. Yeah, I won't do that again, bro. I learned my lesson. Mr. Hell, you got any advice for me in peak season? Oh man, bro. When peak season come, if you have Amazon Relay, you have access to Amazon. I will say this. It's gonna be a good December for you. I'm gonna say part of November, all of December, and the part of January. You should be all right. If you have a Relay account during that time, get ready. We getting close. Matter of fact, when we go out here to Vegas, I think I just mentioned it on the last video I dropped. Relay is going to let attendees pre-book some peak season contracts. I'm interested in seeing what those numbers look like. Because if the numbers look right, yeah, I'm coming back. I'm coming back with a couple of them things. Coming back with a couple of them, but I already know the numbers gotta look. They gotta look wild to me because I already know what can happen during peak season if you book contracts too early. I already know. I'm excited about that too. Yeah, but advice for peak season: if you have one more than one truck, peak season is probably like the only time I would recommend, like if you had other drivers and uh you decided, hey, peak season coming up, we're gonna rent a couple of more trucks, then that's when renting would make sense to me. During times like that when the rates are so crazy, you could get a rental and still, still see profit. That's when I would recommend that. But like if you have somebody else you want to, pull into the fold during peak season, yeah, trying to get you another truck, absolutely. Run it, run it, run it up, bro. Run it up. That JB said it. JB said it. When you don't know and making money at the same time, it's hilarious. I didn't know what I didn't know, bro, but I was making money though. I definitely was making money. They were scraping up my floors and I was getting paid at the same time. But I was like, bro, it's when I went and bought my second truck, I was like, yo, you really had that man do your floors like that? Like you really had it was smelling like new flooring, like you just got your floors done at home back there. I was like, wow, wow, wow. Creatine balance. Vic, I need a mentor for Amazon Relay. I have an account, but I literally been stuck OTR because I can't get my banking info updated with Relay. I think they got something set up where they kind of make that uh they make that a lot of what I would say do is also you should have a middle mile partner manager in your emails. Like go into your Amazon email, well, go into your emails, whichever emails account you use to get emails from Amazon. Type in middle mile partner manager, or get on one of those chime calls, um, and then you can also ask questions. Usually your middle mile partner is on those calls, and you just give them your DOT number, and they can kind of assist you from there. Also, kind of give you a call outside, after the call too, if they need to help you further, so you can get all that banking info, stuff updated with Relay. No doubt. Yeah, yeah. I was kind of wilding with that one. I for sure was making money because I had my man doing that to my truck. That's just crazy right there, man. I was doing the floors like I was moving in the back for real. Like I was gonna put a whole crib back there. Michael Saucer, what's up, Mike? Mike said, is it a good idea to rent a box truck? It all depends on the work. Back when I started, I had seen so many people get rental trucks. Of course, when you got a rental back then, you was able to just immediately start running Amazon Relay Freight. But now it's a little different. If you don't have relationships already, if you don't have brokers, if you're not, you know, if you don't have an aged authority, it may be a lot more difficult to move that rental truck. And if you're not moving that rental truck, that rental payment coming next week. That's the thing about renting. Like that was the thing that stuck in my head when I first started. I was like, yo, if I go get a rental truck and I don't start making no money right now, I'm probably not gonna be in this business long. Right. So me buying a truck just gave me that extra cushion until I started making some money, even though I was able to, start making money immediately. The minute my authority went active, I was rolling. I was rolling. Like I said, I was fortunate enough to be able to start off with Amazon until they started changing up their system. But yeah, just Mike, it just depends on uh, if you're able to start moving freight once you get that rental. Obla. Obla. I hope I said that right. Vic, I'm in the process of buying a used 290,000 mile box truck, Freightliner M2106. Shout out to that from Ryder. It's verified. Would I add a warranty? Would add a warranty premium 2,000 plus to it. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to tell you to get that warranty for sure. 290,000 miles. Yeah, I probably would get that warranty. Just now, see, when I bought my truck from Ryder, remember I was coming out of California. I was coming out of Cali when I purchased my truck from them, and I did buy their warranty. My warranty was like 7,000 or something like that. I paid like $7,000 for it. It covered, of course, it covered the engine, transmission, the after treatment, a couple other things. But I did get it just so I had that peace of mind when I left out of California. When I bought that truck, but y'all seen my 3-day OT, my 3-week OTR journey when I bought that second truck or the third truck. I bought that truck and started making money with that immediately. But yes, I did have that warranty to answer your question. I did. Scotty, I just dropped a video. Talking about how much money you would need to start off. It can go. It depends. If you have a truck already, I would say have at least 10 to 20,000 sitting to the side. At least a credit card with that limit on it, just in case something goes left. You can get that handled and get back in motion. Absolutely. Oh man, Caesar, this is a great question. Caesar Blackman asks, is now a good time to start or wait until next year? Success loves speed, Caesar. Success loves speed. Why would I wait to do something now? Why would I wait until next year when I can do it now? I'm always with starting right now. We might not be here next year, Caesar. We got to do this now. I'm about now. I'm about seizing the moment now. Right now. Why would I wait till next year? I would not wait till next year to start something that I could do right now. That's just my philosophy, Caesar. How do you get credit or funding? You got companies like Rock Financial. You got 7-figure funding. So you got a lot of creative ways to fund your business. I'm about to do another video. I'm gonna do a new video where I go into that. I got an old video where I talk about funding, but I got a new video that I'm gonna do with just some of the referral sources that you can tap into, because there's several creative ways that you can start your box truck business. Say, for example, if you got a decent credit score, you can liquidate business credit cards to use as a down payment to fund your box truck business. Meaning, let's say, for example, if I had a 700, if you have a 700 credit score, a high credit score, you got your business LLC, everything already set up, all that stuff is established. I could go get a business credit card at 0% interest for the next 18 months. Catch what I'm saying? A 0% interest credit card for the next 18 months. I can take this business credit card. Remember, the business credit cards don't report to your personal credit. So that means I can take this entire, if it's $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, I can actually take that liquidator and go buy me a box truck cash with that business credit card. I have 0% interest for the next 18 months. I hope y'all catching what I'm putting down, which means I can now take this and start going to make money with this truck that I just got at 0% interest using other people's money. Yeah, you got a monthly payment. Of course, you got a monthly payment, but you got it at 0% interest over the next 18 months, which means I can go out here and run up a bag in a truck that I purchased using other people's money. Oh man, ooh, there's some people that didn't even know that was coming on the live today. They already got tucked into bed already. They got their feet in up under one of the pillows. They ain't know I was gonna hit them with that one. They don't miss that. They're gonna have to catch the replay. But here's the thing. On my challenge that I have coming up starting Tuesday, my Box Truck Empire challenge, I'm gonna be going more into depth in talking about that right there, about that play right there. But that is definitely a play. He said Capital on Tap got goofy on me. I had a great 2 to 3 year run with them. Then they clipped my limit. I appreciate the alley-oop though, no doubt. Oh man, yeah, you've been around for a minute, Newark, for sure. Capital on Tap, I think they hit me with like 30,000 when I got that card. I think it's a little more on there now. I don't use it because I don't think I had. I'm not sure if I had 0%. I used it a few times, but I definitely did not go crazy like with that card when I started. I already knew what time it was. Now, one thing about it, from that first 0 to 18 months when you see 0% interest, please knock that balance out. Because when they swing back around with that interest rate, if you got a balance on that thing, oh yeah, that interest rate gonna be heavy. It's gonna be heavy. The higher that balance is, the heavier that interest rate is gonna be. You know, that the interest on that money. So knock it off. The goal is to use the money to get you in the game and pay that money back off as humanly fast as possible as you're making money in that truck. Nut said, I've been at my job for 8 years. Should I quit? Or you think it's possible to do both? It's possible for you to have someone in that truck, but it's definitely not going to be possible for you to work your job and be in that box truck at the same time. I thought I was able to do that, being in the barbershop and run my box truck at the same time. Imagine this. I'm in the barbershop cutting hair. I'm cutting, right? I'm cutting hair. And then I look back at the load board. There's a $500 load staring at me in my face, and I'm getting I'm cutting a $35 head. So at this point, it's decision time. I got to make a decision. Do I want to keep getting more of this money back here that's behind me? I had to decide like which one is going to pay me the most money, which one is going to help me get to where I'm trying to go the fastest. And so I retired from the barber business after 28 years and decided to take this opportunity in the box truck world and trucking and go for it, give it everything I had. And that's what I did. Because I couldn't do both. I thought I could come in, lead a barbershop, jump in the truck, try to run a few loads, be tired the next morning coming back to the shop, got clients waiting for me. I had a pretty big clientele. So I only did appointments. You know, and I'm back at the shop by like 10 in the morning. If you running Amazon stuff, if you're doing that postal route stuff, you're not getting home sometimes to 4 or 5 in the morning, 6, 7 in the morning, depending on what what load you pick. And so I was like, nah, I gotta roll. You go from making $700-800 a week to doing $2, $3, $4,000 a week. That's a no brainer. That's a no brainer. So I said, let me take this trucking thing serious. Let me do this. Let me focus on this over here. And so I focused, put all my efforts in this thing, and it paid off. It's been paying off 4.5 years later. It's still been paying off for me. And so that's kind of like my story in a nutshell. I always get that question, like, should I quit my job or should I, everybody's situation is different though. If you had a job paying you $180,000 a year, $200,000 a year, yeah, I'm gonna probably say, well, get you a box truck, but probably try to put someone in that truck. Don't. Everybody's situation is different. You could be making $180,000 a year, but your quality of life is probably not that great. You're probably working all the time. You're probably tired. You're probably ready to take a real vacation and not have to worry about coming back to work. So, like I said, everybody's situation is going to be different. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Smash that love button, that like button if you're getting some gems right now. Put something in the chat. Put something in the chat. Talk to me. Talk to me. Gotta have some money. Keep some money on the side. Have some money on the side. Don't have $0. Do not have $0 when you are starting. Like if you get a truck, don't have $0 over here. Because if anything goes left with that truck, you have to be able to get it back up and running to keep that truck making money, to keep it rolling. The wheels are not turning, you're not earning. That's the famous line in trucking. For sure, Chris. For sure, Chris. I just talked about insurance for a new authority, Chris. I was just talking about that not too long ago. Down payments are usually high, depending on which insurance company you go with. Depends on your driving record. Depends on the state you live in. Depends on the type of box truck you're buying. Depends on the year, make, and model. Like there's a lot of different factors. If you're in a state where there's high chance of accidents, they charge you for that. Like I got a video, it's an older video I did with a chick that used to work for Marquee Insurance Group. A couple of years ago, we did a video, and she kind of broke down how insurance company they charge clients. Like, where do these rates come from? Like, where do they get these numbers from? And so those are the main factors when you're looking at, for a new authority. Try to find an agent that can shop around and get you the best deal. Get as many discounts as you can get. Prior to saying yes to whichever insurance company. You got Geico, you got Aggressive Insurance, aka Progressive. You have Canal, you have Berkshire Hathaway, you have, who else is there? Who else is there? There's a few of them out there. But you got to shop around. Aggressive is kind of like, sort of like the biggest one for newer authorities. And then you have some agents that are able to like kind of like piece your policy together from a couple of different insurance companies, just trying to get you a better deal without giving up so much on the down payment. But yeah, if you got a bad driving record, that's going to play a big factor in how much them insurance companies charge you for a down payment, or if they'll even insure you. So those are some things to think about, prior to getting insurance. Like if your insurance is too crazy, like if the monthly payment is ridiculous and the down payment is ridiculous, that's enough to make me not start. Because I know if they'd have told me something like $5,000 down and 3,000 a month, oh, I would have never been in. I would have never been in this business. I promise you, I wouldn't have been in this business. I'm not paying nobody no $3,000 a month for no one truck. Are you kidding me? And giving you 5,000? No, no. I don't care how much money they said I could make. I'm not doing it. Even knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have did it. That's real. That's real talk right there. I would not have done it. No. Nope. Keep the trucks. Keep the business. I'm not doing it. I'll find something else. I would have found something else. So, Chris, I hope that answered your question. What was that? Yeah, Nut. If you check the links in my profile, I think I got a link. One of my link tree is in there. I think my link tree is in there. Marcus, the Relay Con is September 24th, 25th, 24th, and 25th September next month. We on deck. We on deck for Relay Con. We are on deck for Relay Con. No doubt, no doubt. Let me see if I missed anything. Danielle said, Ritchie Brothers, you can buy a truck with the credit card. There you go. There you go. So JB, so most business credit cards you can do this with. You just have to know how to liquidate those business credit cards to be able to pull the cash off of them. Some business credit cards you can write a check from. And most business cards you can walk into most dealers and swipe the card just like if it was cash. And depending on your credit limit on the card, of course. You got a card with 30,000. If you got two cards with 30,000 apiece, that's 60,000. But I would recommend looking for the business cards with 0% interest rates for like 18, 24 months. That gives you some time to not get hit with interest as you're, going to get your vehicle and, taking care of all the upfront things. And then, even if you went and like Danielle was just talking about, even if you went to like Ritchie Brothers, Taylor and Martin, bid on the commercial truck, found your box truck out there, and like she swiped the card. Basically, you got your title coming right in your hand when you leave that dealership or that auction. Title gonna be in your hand already. And so, with that being said, that is one of the ways that you could get you a box truck at 0% interest. But make sure, like I said, make sure you dropping that bread back on that truck. Whatever your monthly payment is. Let's give a hypothetical for a second. Let me give you a hypothetical. Say hypothetically, let's say hypothetically that you did that. Got your truck. Let's say you was grossing 9-10 grand a month. Let's just say that 9-10 grand a month. You dropping 2,000 back on your credit card. Remember, you got 18 months depending on how much you used off of it. You got 18 months to pay this back off before you get hit with any interest. Let's say you pay the car back off in 12 months. Like, you pay the car back off in a year. That means you got you a truck free and clear, literally at 0% interest. using somebody else's money. We just really gotta really play the game smart. You can do it. We just gotta really play the game smart. You gotta play to win. Too many people come in the business and they play to play. You gotta come in here and be ready to play to win. Play to win. What my old teacher used to tell me in middle school in Connecticut, you got to use your head for more than a hat rack. Said use your head for more than a hat rack. Yep, you can bid with $5,000 on a card, but the rest needs to be cashier's check. There you go. Yep. So I bid it. I had started a bid on. I was bidding on one on Taylor and Martin one time. They hold like five. I think it was 5,000. I think they hold 5,000 on the credit card as while you're bidding. And if you win, you got to come with that cashier's. Bring that check out there. So you got 3,000 down, 1,000 a month. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That sound about right, Chris. That's not bad right there. That's not bad. Cause I put 3,000 something down. That was for both of my trucks though. With the when I did my renewal, 1,000 a month. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Absolutely. Absolutely, JB, no doubt. So we got on TikTok. For a new authority, is 1970 fair enough for general liability, auto liability, and cargo liability? 1970 a month. That's what I pay for 2 trucks right now. But of course, my authority is, several years old. 1970 for 1 truck. Boy, that's I would shop around a little more. I would see if I could get that a little lower. We had an hour 48. I hope I answered some questions. Got some of y'all questions answered up in here. Boston. Let's go. My way highway loading. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. Boston is in the building. From Boston. I'm from Boston. You up near my neck of the woods, Connecticut. Let's go. But yeah, just if you focus, take your time. Don't rush the process. The money's not going nowhere. It's here. The money's not going anywhere. It's here. If you seeking, listen, whatever you're seeking is seeking you. Whatever you are seeking, it is seeking you. Absolutely. What was the biggest difference of your authority getting past 6 months? Clyde. So Clyde on TikTok asked me, what was the biggest difference of your authority getting past 6 months? So usually when you hit about right up in that ballpark, some more doors should start opening up for you, right? A couple of things I would recommend as you're building up to that 6 months. First thing I would say is, as you're building up to that 6 months, building up that 6 month authority, if you decide to go OTR in that box truck, Make sure you're going through those weigh stations. Try to get as many inspections as you can get done from DOT officers with that new authority. Because what that is going to signal is, okay, I have a new authority, but I've had my first level 1 or level 2 inspection. And see, once you get that, that gives the brokers a little more security. Like, okay, as a new authority, they're already expecting you not to have any inspections, number one. And so if you have inspections, you can lead with that conversation when you're looking to book a load with the broker. You know, even though you have a new authority, like let them know, like, hey, I'm a new authority. I've already had my first level 1 or level 2 inspection. Level 3, they don't care about that one. That's just a driver inspection. They're going to check your insurance, your paperwork, your license, and that's a level 3. That's not the type of inspection that they're looking for. They're looking for that level 1, level 2 to know that your truck is up to the part in case they put their freight on your truck and that you're not a scammy carrier, right? You look more official in their eyes when they see you have inspections already. So that first 6 months is going to be critical. That's a critical first 6 months. But after that, more doors will start opening up for you, because of course at 6 months you're getting new connections. You're of course networking. I hope you're going to different carrier events, or try to find some shipper events. And while you're doing that while you're in that first 6 months run, you need to be looking at all of the different sources of freight that you can move. The courier drivers, the freights, the motherships, the like all of the Roadie. I think they got Roadie, the Roadie app, like all of those. Look at all of them, because you need to be piecing putting your money together while you're out there. Like whatever you can move it. If the price is right, move it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Make sure you're connected to highway.com, like Danielle just mentioned. Highway.com. Get your carrier packet set up there. Usually that's where most of the brokers are already connected through Highway. So if they say, hey, we need, you need to get on board with us, boom, we're going to send you the Highway link. All your information are already populated in there. Won't take you nothing but 5-10 minutes, and you're ready to roll. You set up with them at that point. But yep, I want to jump on here. I'm glad I'm glad we back. We crispy again. We ain't breaking up. We don't sound like a robot tonight. Stream is streaming. We live. We lit right now, all right? But yeah, I appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm about to tap out. Danielle, be safe out there, Minneapolis. Be safe out there. Running up. She out there running up a bag. But hey, I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. I wish y'all have hit that thumbs up button for me if you haven't. If you just got in, hit that thumbs up button for me. Let's see. Trying to see if I missed anything real quick before I go. Nope, I'm good. Oh, hold on. Let me see. There we go. Mark, because I almost missed this. I almost missed this question. I'm going to answer this real quick. So I'm hitting my 10th load this week with Amazon. What should I expect to increase or change for the better on the boards with a good score? So of course, you're going to get early access, because once you hit that 10th load, you'll get that performance score. Once you get that performance score, that should open you up. Take the training for the contracts. Go into the tab do that, do that training, and that way you can start looking at possibly running contracts depending on what market you're in. If the contracts look good, take a look at those. See if you like them. Try them for 5 days. See if you like the contracts. Of course, with the contracts, they're going to pay you the fuel surcharge on top of the base rate, but you just got to make sure that that base rate makes sense first before you run the contract. But yeah, you'll also be able to negotiate with the chat bot once, they give you that performance score. So certain loads, you'll be able to negotiate back and forth with the chat bot. Just talked to one of my buddies, one of my mentees, and he told me he got that chat bot, that number up almost $200. But I was like, what? What? That's how you negotiate. That's how you negotiate. Hold up. Let me answer this question. Last question. Any advice on how to get work? New authority in Vegas. Oh, Vegas. Oh, Vegas is tough. That's a tough market out there. Vegas is tough. You literally got to be bouncing back and forth from Vegas to California, like to really make it make sense. And you have a new authority on top of that. Yeah. I know I was out there. Well, I wasn't in Vegas, but I was in California. I was in Pomona, California. That's where I bought my third truck from. And I took a load out of there trying to get back to the, East Coast. And so I did move a load out of Phoenix. I moved a load from Pomona to Phoenix, Arizona. It was tough getting out of Arizona. I did get out of there, and I went to Chicago, and it was gravy from there. But I did get my butt up out of there, though. So I know how tough it is in that market. Look at, with that new authority, you need to look at all the gig apps. You need to look at Curry Driver. I just talked about this Curry Driver, Roadie app. Who else is there, y'all? Freight, Frayt. Not sure if they're in Vegas, but you still can check and see if you can, if they're available out there in that area. But check with them. Nah, bro, that's a B on the wall, Joseph. Nah, that's a B, fam. Oh, man, Joseph, you wild, man. You wild, man. But yeah, you're welcome. Hey, I appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm over and out until the next video. You already know what it is. The homie Bigg Vic TV. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's eat. Y'all have a good night, y'all. Hit that thumbs up button.